Welcome back, fight fans, to another episode of GTS Combat. And yo, I'm looking ahead to another highly anticipated fight. This one is looking likely to be the main event for UFC Fight Night on August 21st. You got Paulo the Eraser Costa against Jared the Killer Gorilla Cannonier. So let's get into it. You got Jared Cannonier coming into this 13 wins, 5 losses, and I believe Paulo Costa 13 wins, 1 loss. And when you break down either guy's record, Cannonier 9 wins, 9 wins coming by a TKO or KO, 2 submissions and 2 decision victories, whilst you got Paulo Costa on the other hand, 11 wins coming by a TKO or KO, and then 1 submission victory and 1 decision. So it's clear to see both guys like to keep it standing. They like to sort of rely on their power, or shall I say volume, when it comes to Paulo Costa, because that's how I see this one. Both guys have got heavy hands. They can both put someone's lights out, end the fight at any moment. But I believe Cannonier probably has more of that one-shot knockout power, that devastating power that put your lights out with just one strike. Whilst Paulo Costa, he probably relies on a combination of punches, a barrage of punches, overwhelming his opponents when they're probably backed up against the fences. Generally where he gets most of his finishes, most of his stoppages come from, walking his opponent down, sort of backing him up, overwhelming them with shots, and then just letting them hands go, sort of going, ripping to the body and then bringing it back up top. And then usually his opponents just sort of fall to the ground and they're covering up. And obviously the referee will pull Paulo Costa away. And that's generally how it plays out when he gets his arm raised. Whilst Cannonier, a former heavyweight who dropped down to light heavyweight, who's now dropped down to middleweight. And that's where he's found his most success, really. He put a run together until he met Robert Whittaker, which is where we last seen him. When he had that loss to Robert Whittaker, a 3-round decision loss to Robert Whittaker, which, coming towards the end of the fight, he got hurt. Whittaker put his nice little sort of, I think it was like a 1-2, and then he kind of disguises and brings that leg kick up top behind the sort of 2 strikes. And yeah, it caught Cannonier, hurt him, he kind of put him down. But he came back up and he hurt Whittaker himself also in that final round. So it shows he can maintain that power into the later rounds also. And it only takes 1 strike to hurt you when you're fighting Cannonier. He's hurt guys at light heavyweight, he's hurt guys at heavyweight, so it just shows that power is still there, even though he's dropped down to middleweight. So really, how do I see this fight playing out? Like I said, you got the power puncher, the devastating one-shot knockout power of Jared Cannonier going up against the volume and the overwhelming pressure of Paulo Costa. Well, it's really going to be who can implement their game plan, who can probably walk the other guy down, is who's going to get their arm raised, in my opinion. I think Cannonier is a bit of a slow plodder. He kind of just slowly walks his opponents down. He's not really ever rushing. He just kind of seems like, he almost kind of seems like he's not ever phased by anything. He's just very sort of focused, very sort of dead-faced. He doesn't really show any emotion in the cage. Whilst Paulo Costa, he's kind of bouncing forward. He's kind of looking, like I said, he overwhelms his opponents. He's constantly not sort of moving in and out of range. He's just constantly always seems to be coming forward. He never seems to stop coming forward. And he's always ready to sort of unleash them hands at any sort of given moment. As soon as he sees an opportunity, he sees an opening, he's ready to sort of put 3-4 punches together. He loves that sort of big power lead body kick. He'll sort of bring that leg up and he'll slam it into the body, and he is very powerful as well, and that'll kind of back his opponent up, and then that's where he'll come in with the strikes behind it as well. He never stops moving, Paulo Costa, that's what I'm trying to say. He will bring that forward pressure, and it's both guys are going to come forward, and who is going to sort of give that sort of inch, who he's going to back up against the other guy. I think whoever does end up backing up is probably going to end up losing this fight, and I feel like Jared Cannonier probably just has that calmness to him that could probably means he can still sort of rely on his sort of technical abilities a bit better, and maybe that's where the sort of precision will play a factor in this fight, because Paulo Costa, when he is overwhelming his opponents with strikes, not everything's going to land. He kind of just throws things out there, and hopefully something lands on the button. Whilst Cannonier, he's very precise. He selects his shots. He doesn't just throw stuff out there for the sake of it and hoping he's gonna land. He really does pick his punches in a sense. So I think for that reason, he's gonna be a bit more composed than Paulo Costa potentially. So I'm maybe going to sort of favour towards Cannonier. You got to say, Paulo Costa now has been stopped by Israel Adesanya, who is a very precise puncher himself. He got hurt by Israel Adesanya early. Jared Cannonier, we haven't really seen hurt in that same fashion, since he's been at middleweight at least anyway. Obviously, like I said, he did get momentarily hurt against Robert Whittaker, but he didn't get finished. He managed to ride it out. Get up, and then soon after hurt Robert Whittaker towards the end of the fight and had Whittaker on his bike for the last 30 seconds. So I think for that reason, the composure of Jared Cannonier, the precision punching of Jared Cannonier, the power that Jared Cannonier possesses, I believe he's going to be a more powerful puncher than Izzy. Not saying that I think Cannonier would necessarily beat Izzy, but I think he possesses more single shot devastating power than Israel Adesanya, and he's probably not as precise as Izzy, but I think he's precise enough to land at least enough on Paulo Costa to hurt Paulo Costa and have Paulo Costa backing up. So I believe Cannonier shall get his arm raised on August 21st at UFC Fight Night. That will be my prediction. Let me know your predictions in the comment section below. I'm going with Jared Cannonier with a 3rd or 4th round knockout over Paulo Costa. Like I said, let me know your predictions in the comment section below. I've been your boy Jimmy. This has been GTS Combat. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Till next time.